Hello everyone, myself Maheshwaran. So this is my task 8 in data for my data science internship, which is Flipkart data exploration. So in this video, we'll be performing some exploratory data analysis for the given data set, which has the information of the products present in Flipkart. So these are the contents that we'll be covering in this video. First, the objectives. So these are the things that we'll be performing here. And after that, we'll be importing the libraries and data sets and all those things. And after that, we'll be cleaning them and we'll be performing data preparation for that. And in these two topics, we'll be performing visualization. And finally, a conclusion to interpret our results and all those things. So here you can see my data set is present in here along with my Jupyter notebook. So we are going to import this data set and we'll be performing data manipulation. So first we'll look at the objectives. So these are the objectives. First thing, we need to check how the data look like and if there are any missing values present or is there any duplicates present in it and null values for it, and all those things will be our first objective. And after that, we will be checking if our data needs any preparation, like date time change and meta categories and all those things. When we are doing, you can understand that better. And after that, we'll be plotting some graphs to know these things, and also the fourth and fifth one. So this is our objective. So first I'm importing all the necessary packages, which are these two for visualization and pandas for data manipulation and analysis, and numpy for performing any algebraic calculations, and these two lines to ignore the warnings that my compiler shows, and I'm importing them. So after that, I'm loading my data set using the function read_csv, which is present under the pandas. And inside that, I need to pass the location of my data set. Since it is present along with my Jupyter notebook, I'll just specify the file name along with the extension. So I'm doing that. And after that, you can see using the info function, I can look at the columns and total entries and null values for each and every column. Like here it is given us no non-null values. So the total entries are 20,000 and the non-null values for the unique ID column is 20,000. So there are no null values present for these things. And you can see there are some nearly 78% in these two columns and some 3% in this column and 2 in this, and remarkably high in this column, which is brand, and some 14% in this column. So we are looking at that. So if you want, you can also use this function, like we'll be selecting our data set. So using this function, we can get true if there are any null values present in it, and after that we are summing them up. So here you can see this will be the output. So using this line, we can get the null values present in each and every column. So as I got them here. And after that, using the head function, you can look at the top 5 records of your data set. So this is it. So before that, I'll look at the shape of our data set. So using the shape function. So this is the dimension of our data set. So there are 20,000 records present in it and 15 columns are there. So here you can see, we need to understand our data set. So the first one is unique ID. So this is the ID for each and every product, which is unique for each and every product. And after that, the crawl timestamp, we need the time at which the data are collected. And this is the product URL, which is clicking on this, you will go to the particular product, and this is the product's name, and this is the product's category. This column refers to the product's category. So you can see it is in the form of arrows, meaning this is the main category, and under that, under clothing, there is a section called women's clothing, and under that, these things are present. So it is given in this form. So from this, we'll be preparing some new columns. And after that, this is the product ID. So PID is the product ID, and the retail price is the original price, and the discounted price is the price at which they are selling. So with this also we can calculate the discount percentage and all those things. And the image column has the link for all the images. So if you click on this particular line, you'll be going to that, image. This column shows if this product is a bestseller in Flipkart or not, and this column has some descriptions about the product, and this column has the product rating. So, and this is the overall rating. All these columns are understandable in their name itself. So moving on to the next one, and these are the columns. Now we can perform cleaning and preparation. So here I'm plotting a heat map for the null values present in it. So I guess you can understand this one. This I'm just making a base for my graph, and this is the important thing. Using this one only we are performing a heat map. So under sequence, which has the alias as SNS, we have declared them when we imported our packages. So here you can see we have imported sequence as SNS. So this as is the alias function. So you can either use this SNS or sequence. So I'm using this SNS, and under that the heat map function. So these are the parameters passed inside the heat map function. So the first one being the input data, which is the data frame, which is in the form of Boolean. So is null returns true or false. If the value is null, it will return true, so or else it will return false. So the data frame has the Boolean alone for now in the place of values, and CMap is the color map. We can change this one, and y text label is false, so there won't be any markings in the y-axis, and C bar is false, so there won't be any C bar in it, color bar in it. So these things are basic. So using this function, you can set up the title for your plot, and the x-text x-text is the x-axis marking. So for that, I'm just making the changes as the font size is to be 15, and using this function, you can properly show your record, show your graphs. So this is the output we get. So from this, you can understand that these three columns are having some very low null values present in it, but the brand column has too many null values present in it. So this is our understanding from this one. And after that, we are checking if there are any duplicates present in our data set, meaning if there are any duplicate products or if they are repeated and all those things. So from this, you can understand the false is 20,000. Our total products are 20,000, and the false is false, and our false is also 20,000. There are no null category at all. So from this, you can understand there are no duplicate products present in our data set. So after that, I'm looking at the data types of our data set. So here you can see this crawl timestamp is in the form of object data type. So we need to change that. So for that, I'm using this function to date time. So inside that, I need to pass the column. So there is something important in it. So for example, I'll just show the first record alone. The second record. So from this, you can understand it is in the proper format. So if it is not in the proper format and you are implying this one, it won't be converted into a date time format. So know that before converting them into a date time data type. So I'm doing that, and I'll just run this one again. It is converted into a date time data type. So after that, I'll be making two separate columns, two new columns, which are crawl year and crawl month, and in that I'll be storing the year value and month value separately. So this is the reason we have converted them into a date time data type. So with this one alone, it can understand the year part, and with this alone, it can understand the month part. So you need not perform slicing and all those things. We can just use this one to get the month and year values. So I'm doing that from that particular column, and I'm making a new columns for it. So that's what I'm doing here. And after that, the other thing is, so we have made a new column out of it, new two columns out of this. And after that, this is something, so clothing is the main category, and under that, women's clothing is the second category, and under that, these things. So first, we'll just slice them. So using this function, I can slice them. So this is what the category column has. So this is the main category, and under that, this one, and under that, this category, and under that, finally our final category is present. So they are separated using this greater than symbol in between them. So we can slice them based on that. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm printing printing each and every element. So I will just change this one to index into. So here you can see we have got them. So this is the first part after splitting. This is the second part after splitting, and the third and fourth one. So from this one, I'm writing these lines. So from this you can understand we have got this one. So I'll just set the indexing to 2. And from this one you can understand we are getting the second category alone, defining a new column. So what this column must have is that from this one, I'll be applying this part, which is this part. So X will be the records present in this particular column, and that in that X they will be separated based on the greater than symbol, 2 greater than symbols, and in that the first thing will be selected, which is the this part, and in that I need to slice from 0, 1, 2, right? So 2 has the index, so F has the indexing 2, so from 2 till the end. So that's the reason I'm writing this one. So if I'm executing that, you can look at this part. So if I'm also slicing the some particular column, for example, this is number 2, right? So you can see we have got this one. Since the it has a space in the end, we can also specify it as last. If we are specifying the last indexing, it will be performing for last before 1. So here you can see the changes are made, and after that, after that we are defining a function to perform the same thing for each and every column. And for the second category, we are defining it as secondary. So here you can see we are slicing the second one, which is this one, and here we are using the number 2 to slice the third one, which is this part, and number 3 to slice the final fourth part, which is this one. So that's how I defined this one. So here you can see we have used this error handling method, like try if this one is working, or else if there are any indexing issues, we won't be performing anything. So we'll be just returning none. So that's how this one is done. So you can see that secondary is not defined. We haven't run this part. So after running that cell, if I'm doing that, I can get. So you can see the changes. So now if I'm looking at the shape of a data set, here you can see it is changed to 21. So these are the new things that are added. So initially we had 15. So now these 6 things are added to it. So it has become 21. So the column number is 21. You can also look at them. So from this you can understand that the new columns will be added at the end of our data set. So here you can see our crawl year, crawl month, our main category, secondary category, tertiary category, and quantity category. All these things are added here. So after that, we are entering onto the sales part. So from this on, we will be performing visualizations to understand our sales. So I'm running this part. First, I'll run this one. So here you can see, since we have made a separate column for the crawl month, so from that we are just plotting a count plot for it. So there are only 6, 7 categories present on it, which are integers. So which are integers, and they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 12. So I did not explain this one also. See, from this itself you can understand this is the base for our graph, and this part has the frequency table for the particular column. And we'll be using this group function also. We can use this group function also, or you can go with this usual way also. So this is also accepted. If I'm copying this one and pasting it in here, let's see what we get. So we'll be getting the same thing, but in the descending order. Like you can see, they are by default arranged in the descending order. So you can set it as sort them based on the, or else you can just sort them based on the numbers, right? 1, 2, 3 and all those things, or else you can sort them based on the you can also, instead of plotting them in a descending order, you can plot them in an ascending order. So all those things. So if I'm just passing the index it will be sorted based on the index, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, and all the other things are the same. This one is to write the title for a graph, and y ticks, x ticks are x labels are x axis markings and y axis markings. I'm just changing the font size of them to 12. Now for them changes are made, and x label, y label are these two things labeling our axis. So I'm doing that, and using this function I'm just properly showing my graph. After that we are doing the same for quaternary category. So from this you can see most of them are having the value none. So this one is the most expensive thing while we have crawled the data set. So I got this data set from the candles. So while they are doing this is the expensive product they got. And after that, as I said earlier, from the two columns I just list them. From these two columns we can make a third column, right? So this is the original price, retail price is the original price, and discounted price is the price at which they are selling after discounting, which is named as discount percentage. So you can have, so this is the basic logic for making this one. So this is the basic logic for that, and with that logic I'm making a separate column. So after doing that, we are just looking at the product name, retail price, and discounted price, and our new column that we made. So this is it. So this is the original price, this is the discounted price. So the discount percentage is 60% off or almost. And these are other things like the original value is 1000 and the discounted value is 500. And from this we have concluded the discount percentage is 50%. And after that we are making 4 new data frames which has the discount percentage and the main category. So basically for each and every category we'll be calculating the discount percentage for that particular category. So from this you can understand that which category has the more discounting given and which secondary category has the most discounting given and all those things. So for that I'm writing these 4 things. So I'll explain this first one. From that itself you can understand. So to make a data frame we'll be using this function called data frame, and inside that we can pass another data frame, or you can also aggregate data frame, and you can also make changes to the data frame, all those things. So to make a data frame we'll be using this function data frame, and which is present under the pandas library. So inside that first I'm selecting the data set and I'm grouping them based on the main category column. So what are the values that will be grouped? That must be mentioned after that. For example, so from this you can understand these are the categories present under the main category. So there are, for clothing there are 6000 records present in it, and for jewelry there are 3500 records present in it. So since I have grouped them based on the main category, so these things will be first grouped, and after this I need to pass a numerical column, right? So for all these 6200 records we'll be taking a mean for it. For the numerical column discount, I'm including another category called the main category, which is a categorical variable, and for that I'll just take the count of it. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm making a data frame for them. So from this you can understand the discount percentage and this is for the discount percentage. We have taken the mean, and for the main category we have taken the count. So if I'm just further pre-processing my columns, you can even look at the category that you need. So for that I'm writing this one. So for all the categories, so for all the columns present in this one, then columns will be joined with underscore between them. So I'll just run this one, and from this you can understand this is our new thing. So there are 2 columns which are this and this one. And so now I'm sorting them based on the descending order. So after sorting, if I'm looking at my data set, you can see they are sorted. And as I said earlier, for the clothing main category, there are 6200 records almost present in it. Mean of the discount values of them are taken and they are loaded under this part. So now we can perform a count plot for it, which is the usual way. This has the frequency table, and using this plot I can plot my graph, and inside that I need to specify the kind of plot. So for now we are plotting a bar H. So bar H means bar graph should be plotted in the horizontal way, not in the vertical way. So here you can see the bars are in the horizontal way. So the other things are the same as we have discussed earlier. We are keeping those part, and this is the observation that we made, and we are doing the same for the secondary column also, and this is our output, and we'll be doing for the tertiary column and quaternary column as well. So this is it. So these are the conclusions that we made. So the first one was to look at our data set, check if there are any missing values present, duplicates present, and all those things. So we have done that, and after that we have converted them into a proper data type, and we have also included some new columns in it. So that's the second part. So from the third point onwards, you can see the observations are made. So these are the observations that we made while performing visualizations for a given data set. So this is it. This is the end of task 8. If you have any doubts, you can ask them in the comment section. So thank you for listening. Thanks.